two specific examples, Planned Parenthood and PBS, are in congressional control. Are you planning to axe both of those?
I would like to, that's for sure.
Spending for both of those?
Yeah, we got to build consensus to have the votes to do that. Now, some of this will be done by executive order out of the White House.
Absolutely.
He has a broad authority to do a lot of that.
Yes.
But where Congress is involved, that's where it takes the hard work of legislating and getting everybody on the same page. So there'll be lots of ideas that come out. We don't want to put too many of it out right now, okay? But this is part of that, preparing the playbook to unleash and unroll in January.
Hello and welcome to What the Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. Welcome to day 1415. Donald Trump is considering replacing his choice for defense secretary with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Pete Hegseth, who is facing allegations of sexual misconduct, financial mismanagement, and alcohol abuse, insisted there's no reason to back down and said that Trump told him, "I got your back. It's a fight. They're coming after you." At least 6 Senate Republicans have said they're uncomfortable voting to confirm the former Fox News host. And Hegseth's own mother, who wrote in an email that her son belittles, lies, cheats, and sleeps around, now is telling Fox News that Pete is a new person. DeSantis, meanwhile, is reportedly weighing whether to appoint Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, to fill Marco Rubio's Senate seat, who Trump nominated to be Secretary of State. DeSantis' term as governor ends in January 2027, and he cannot run again because of term limits. Meanwhile, Trump selected Peter Navarro to serve as his senior counselor for trade and manufacturing. Navarro served as director of the White House National Trade Council in Trump's first administration, and spent 4 months in federal prison earlier this year for refusing to cooperate with the congressional January 6 investigation. Trump said, "I am pleased to announce that Peter Navarro, a man who was treated horribly by the deep state, or whatever else you would like to call it, will serve as my senior counselor for trade and manufacturing." Trump also tapped an outspoken critic of the Securities and Exchange Commission to run the agency. Paul Atkins is a former Wall Street regulator and currently advises financial firms and cryptocurrency companies, and is suggesting a shift toward more lenient regulatory policies. Under the outgoing chair, Gary Gensler, the SEC adopted an aggressive approach to cryptocurrencies, treating many digital assets as securities and initiating numerous enforcement actions against crypto exchanges for dealing illegal assets without regulatory supervision. Meanwhile, Trump picked a billionaire with extensive financial ties to Elon Musk's SpaceX company to be the next administrator of NASA. Jared Isaacman's company, Shift4 Payments, has invested $27.5 million in SpaceX as of 2021 and processes payments for Starlink, Musk's satellite internet provider. Isaacman has also spent an undisclosed sum of his own money on 2 private SpaceX missions. At the same time, Trump has already replaced his White House counsel 48 days before he's set to take office. 3 weeks after giving the job to William McGinley, Trump changed his mind and instead tapped his top campaign lawyer, David Warrington, for the job. Trump said McGinley would instead work with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy on their Department of Government Efficiency project. And Trump's selection to lead the DEA withdrew his name from consideration just 3 days after being nominated. Chad Chronister said, "Over the past several days, as the gravity of this very important responsibility set in, I've concluded that I must respectfully withdraw from consideration." Trump, however, said Chronister didn't pull out. "I pulled him out because I did not like what he said to my pastors and other supporters." Chronister is the second of Trump's administration picks to withdraw after Matt Gaetz dropped his bid to become Attorney General last month. Moving on, Democrats won the final uncalled U.S. House race in California, leaving Republicans with just a 1-seat margin. Republicans will officially have 220 seats to Democrats' 215 when the 119th Congress is sworn in on January 3rd. However, Trump selected Elise Stefanik as U.S. ambassador to the UN and Mike Waltz as national security advisor, and Matt Gaetz already resigned and will not return for the 119th Congress. That means Speaker Mike Johnson will only have a 217 to 215 advantage. If a vote ends in a tie, the legislation will not pass. Jerry Nadler, meanwhile, will step down as the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee and has endorsed Jamie Raskin to succeed him. And Kash Patel, Trump's nominee to run the FBI, was recently hacked by Iran. Hackers reportedly accessed at least some of Patel's communications. In September, 3 Iranians were charged in connection with a hack targeting Trump's 2024 campaign. And finally, the Supreme Court's conservative majority seemed ready to uphold Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. The state measure bars gender transition surgery for minors, as well as puberty blockers and hormone therapy, even though medical authorities in the U.S. largely agree that the treatments are safe and effective. Chief Justice John Roberts said the justices are not the best situated to address issues like that, adding that the Constitution leaves that question to the people's representatives, rather than to 9 people, none of whom is a doctor. It's the first time that the court has considered a state law targeting transgender people. The court's decision is expected by June. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Anditas.